another ayah, which is in Surah Al-Baqarah. It's ayah 262. 262. So Allah says, whoever spends their wealth for Allah, whoever is generous for Allah, because wealth could be your time, it could be money, it could be food. You said charity, right? What could be a charity? Smiling. Huh? Picking up something from the road. Teaching about Islam. All of that is great. So, if you spend your kindness or your wealth in the way of Allah, and here's where we all make a mistake, and you don't follow it up with a reminder. You come in, you bring everybody into school some pizza, and then you walk around and you say, remember I brought everybody pizza, why ain't you doing nothing for me? This is completely the opposite of being Kareem or being kind. This complete, and what you wind up doing, instead of getting a reward from Allah, you could be incurring a sin. Everybody understand that? All right, so whoever spends their wealth for Allah, so that's one thing. You got to do that. You got to spend your wealth for Allah, and do not follow it up with bad words, we'll say. If you do this, like your heart becomes hard, or like there's evil in your heart. All right, so whoever does this, whoever spends their wealth for Allah, and you don't follow it up with bad words, Allah will reward you. Okay, I just said, if you do something nice, and then you come and you brag about it, or you say, how come you're not doing that for me? Allah won't reward you. But if you don't say something after doing something nice, keep it to yourself. You will not be punished for something that you think. You will only be punished for the words that come out of your mouth or your action. There's nothing wrong with thinking. If you got bad thoughts, it's best to keep it to yourself, because you will be rewarded or punished for what comes out of your mouth. And that is a very loose, you won't be afraid of anything. If Allah gives you strength, then you know that the only thing that you fear is Allah, then nothing in the world is going to bother you. And that's the reward for spending in the way of Allah, by just being generous, by just giving of your wealth, your time, things that you have, and not saying, look at what I did afterwards. That's basically what this ayah is saying. Don't do something nice and then say, look at what I did. Or else you're going to blow your reward with Allah. Everybody got that? Cool? We finished with the first ayah. Everybody finished with the first one? All right, let's move on. 2 very short hadith, and it's going to answer part of people who were known for these characteristics. Ibn Abbas, radiyallahu anh, he said that he heard the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam say, the believer is not the one who eats when his neighbor is hungry. Meaning, if your neighbor has no food, then you can get a sin. How? Because Allah commands us to be good to our neighbors. Jibril, he used to come down to the Prophet ﷺ so much and talk about the rights of the neighbors that the Prophet thought that the neighbors would be able to inherit from him. So your neighbors have a lot of rights on you. Our neighbors should feel safe from our tongue and from being hurt by us.
What if it's not enough? What if you got
Well, I think whatever you do for the sake of Allah, Allah will provide a way. Allah speaks the truth. He won't say these, he won't give us this wisdom, he won't give us this knowledge and just leave it up to us. Leave it up to us. And listen, you can do something, you can start out just simply by, what is this, the winter? Going outside to your neighbors and raking their yard. Or shoveling their snow. Or helping them shovel their snow. Something neighborly like this. I'm just saying, you want to do something and not expect anything in return. You want to be generous. You want to show your neighbor some kindness. At least make the offer.
What if you know they're going to say that and then they accidentally say yes?
Then you get the reward for helping your neighbor out.
Even if you don't want to, but
do it for the sake of Allah. This is kind of like force yourself to do it so that you get used to doing good deeds. You got a question? What's your question?
Why did they say kill yourself or
I would say Allahu Alam. Allahu Alam. Okay, so here's what I want. I need 2 volunteers. So how does it make you feel? How does it make you feel being nice to somebody who's fake hungry?
What is it about?
All right, so action. Whoa, cut. Freeze. What about our manners? Let me help. Gimme. Come on. Stop playing around. This is not how we're supposed to do this.
This is how I do a person acts like. This is not how you act.
Exactly. Let's. Hey, give me 2 more fellas. Help with the groceries and then put the cart back for them.
Can we be next?
All right. Help with the groceries and then take the cart. All right.
Can we do
Yeah.
one?
All right. Ready? Action. Ask him if he needs help. See, and he's talking regular.
Can I go next? Because he ruined mine.
And cut. All right, guys. Our kids learn from us. So it's our responsibility to be an example of the kind of people that we want them to be or be better than. So the mannerisms or the characteristics that we're working on in this workshop is something that the parents should be exemplifying for their kids. So the kids can see how that characteristic is supposed to be enacted. So that would be my first advice. My second advice would be to encourage the kids to practice these characteristics. It seems a little bit uncomfortable at first for many of the kids. And it's because they're not used to doing simple things like saying thank you, may I, and please. Like being generous or talking kindly to people. Many of them are not used to this, doing it regularly. It's almost as though they're being forced to do this, and it seems contrived. And so the more we can make it a habit, the easier it'll be for them to just be better people. We know that Islam has no color. Islam, denounces nationalism, racism, or any of those other isms. So if we can all just focus on being brothers and sisters to one another and, treating each other good, enjoying the good, forbidding the evil, advising when needed advice, and just showing brotherly love, I mean, this will be a major step in the direction of becoming the ummah that we should be.